Alright guys, welcome back to Hollywood Latest News. I'm Luke Harrison, and today, oh man, I've been itching to talk about this one with you all. We're diving headfirst into the world of The Witcher. Yep, Netflix's dark fantasy powerhouse that dropped its first season back in 2019, created by Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich, and of course, based on the epic book series by Andrzej Sapkowski. Fantasy, action, monsters, political intrigue. This show's got it all. And honestly, I picked this series to discuss because it's one of those rare fantasy adaptations that blew people away with its scale, performances, and sheer boldness. Now, instead of me boring you with a long introduction, let's just jump straight into the meat of it. Season 1. I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts, reactions, commentary, and a lot of oh man moments that I know many of you felt too. So, let's go. Season 1 starts by throwing us right into the deep end with Geralt of Rivia, played by Henry Cavill. And man, can we just pause for a second? Henry Cavill is Geralt. From that first fight scene in Blaviken, with him cutting down Renfri's gang in brutal, stylish slow motion. I mean, come on. What a way to open a series. That fight alone could have been a short film, and I'd be satisfied. Every swing of the sword, every grunt, that iconic, Henry nailed it. I remember watching that and thinking, okay Netflix, you've got my attention. And let's not forget the infamous nickname Geralt earns there, the Butcher of Blaviken. What a title, right? You just know when the villagers whisper that name, this man's reputation is carved in stone. And the best part? That scene wasn't just about action, it had depth. Renfri's dialogue about fate, about being born a monster, about choices. Wow. That's one of those scenes I keep rewatching because it hits differently every time. It's not just swords clashing, it's morality colliding. But here's where Season 1 gets really fun and confusing for some people. The timelines. Remember how in the first few episodes we're basically watching 3 different timelines unfolding? Geralt's adventures, Yennefer's tragic transformation, and young Ciri's desperate escape. At first, I'll admit, I was like, wait, hold up. Are these people even in the same universe? Did Netflix just shuffle the deck? But then it clicked. And when you finally see how they all line up in the finale, oh man, what a payoff. Speaking of Yennefer, can we talk about how Anya Chalotra just stole the show? That origin story where she starts as a deformed hunchback, abused and sold for basically nothing, and then goes through that brutal magical transformation? That scene, where she literally screams in agony during her ascension, sacrificing her womb to gain her beauty and power. It's one of the most haunting sequences in the entire series. The way it's shot, the rawness of it, her performance. I still get chills thinking about it. And it adds so much depth to her character. She's not just a sorceress in a cool outfit. She's someone who clawed her way out of the dirt and pain, and it shows in every choice she makes later on. And you know what's crazy? The show makes you question her decisions constantly. Like when she chooses to protect herself, chase power, or lash out. You may not always like her, but you get why she's doing it. That's brilliant character writing right there. Now let's jump over to Ciri, our lion cub of Sintra. Freya Allan plays her with such raw emotion. The fall of Sintra. Oh man, what a heartbreaking sequence. Queen Calanthe trying to hold her kingdom together. The brutality of Nilfgaard storming the castle. People dying left and right, and little Ciri being shoved into the wilderness. It's pure chaos. And here's what I love. From the start, we know Ciri isn't just some damsel in distress. She's got something inside her. Something dangerous. Remember that scene where she screams and literally brings down part of the earth? That was such a jaw-dropper. Like, okay, this girl's power is no joke. And then, of course, the show introduces us to Jaskier, the bard. Joey Beatty absolutely crushed this role. He's hilarious, he's dramatic, and yes, he gave us the song. You already know what I'm talking about. Toss a coin to your Witcher. That song didn't just go viral, it lived rent-free in my head for months. I mean, it's still in there somewhere, hiding. What a catchy, unexpected little gem. And beyond the humor, Jaskier's relationship with Geralt is one of the highlights of the season. Their banter, the way Geralt pretends not to care but actually does. It's like watching a grumpy big brother put up with his annoying little sibling, and I loved every second of it. One thing I want to point out is how the show doesn't spoon-feed us. It throws us into this world with its strange names, monsters, politics, and histories, and it expects us to keep up. And honestly, I respect that. Sure, some viewers got frustrated at first, but if you stick with it, everything clicks. It feels immersive, like you're living in that messy, chaotic continent yourself. Now let's circle back to some of those epic monster fights. Remember the Striga? That horrifying, cursed princess crawling out of the coffin? That whole episode is basically Geralt versus nightmare fuel, and I loved it. The way he tries to save her rather than just kill her. It shows that Geralt isn't just a monster slayer. He's got empathy. He wants to help when he can, and that adds so much heart to his character. It's not just steel and silver swords, it's compassion too. And oh man, the Battle of Sodden Hill in the finale. Epic. Just epic. Yennefer standing on that battlefield, channeling all that chaos magic, unleashing literal hellfire. It gave me goosebumps. That was the moment where I was like, yep, she's the most powerful sorceress on this show. And the best part, it wasn't just spectacle. You felt the desperation. You felt the stakes. The North was hanging by a thread, and if they lost, Ciri's future would be gone. And when Yennefer disappears after that blast of fire, chills, man. Absolute chills. Speaking of the finale, how satisfying was it when Geralt and Ciri finally meet? After all that build-up, all the different storylines finally converging, when she runs into his arms and asks, "Who is Yennefer?" I swear, that was such a perfect closing line. Like, yes, now we're ready for Season 2. Before I move toward wrapping up Season 1 discussion, I gotta mention a few hidden gems. Did you guys notice how Geralt's medallion subtly reacts whenever chaos or monsters are near? Such a cool detail for fans of the books and games. And there are little nods sprinkled throughout, like names of kingdoms, mentions of the Wild Hunt, that foreshadow so much of what's to come. If you caught them, you felt like you were in on the secret. But what really sold me on Season 1 was the tone. Dark, yes. Violent, definitely. But it's also philosophical. It asks, do we control our destiny, or is everything just fate? Geralt constantly wrestles with this, especially when people keep throwing the law of surprise at him. And hey, can we just laugh for a second? That law of surprise thing is wild. Like, imagine you save someone's life and they're like, cool, you can have whatever I find at home but didn't expect. And then boom, you're now responsible for a child. That's literally how Ciri becomes tied to Geralt. Talk about awkward parenting. Oh, and speaking of fate, Renfri's words in the first episode still echo throughout the whole season. That idea that Geralt himself is a monster, or that no matter what he does, destiny has a claim on him. You can feel the writers weaving that theme through every episode. Alright, let's be real for a second. Season 1 wasn't perfect. Some pacing issues here and there, and if you weren't paying close attention, the timeline could get confusing. I had friends text me like, Luke, is this show broken? Why is everyone alive and dead at the same time? But once you rewatch it or think back, it makes sense. And personally, I enjoyed piecing it together like a puzzle. But overall, Season 1 set the stage brilliantly. It gave us Geralt's brutal monster hunting, Yennefer's tragic rise, Ciri's desperate escape, and wove them together into this dark fairy tale that felt fresh and different from anything else on TV at the time. By the time the credits rolled, I was hooked. And judging by the fact that Toss a Coin to Your Witcher went viral, I know a lot of you were too. So that's my breakdown and reaction to Season 1. What about you guys? What was your favorite moment? Was it the Butcher of Blaviken fight, Yennefer's transformation, or Ciri's scream? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I love hearing which scenes hit hardest for you. And now, buckle up, because in the next part we're diving straight into Season 2. And let me tell you, things get even darker, even wilder and even more emotional. Alright folks, so Season 1 left us with Geralt and Ciri finally finding each other, destiny colliding, Yennefer missing after unleashing that insane firestorm at Sodden Hill, and a whole lot of what's next energy. And then boom, Season 2 drops in December 2021, and let me just say, what a ride. Darker, bigger, and with way more emotional weight. The season kicks off strong with Geralt taking Ciri under his wing, and right away, I loved the shift in tone. Season 1 was about these characters finding each other, but Season 2, it's about them growing together. And that dynamic between Geralt and Ciri, father and daughter vibes all the way. Man, it melted my heart. Henry Cavill and Freya Allan just had such natural chemistry. You could feel Geralt trying to be protective, but also totally out of his depth. I mean, this is a guy who slays monsters for a living, but raising a teenage princess with hidden powers. That's the real challenge. And how about that opening episode with Nivellen, the cursed man-beast played by Christopher Hivju? Oh man, what an episode. It felt like a twisted fairy tale. Beauty and the beast gone horribly wrong. The way Geralt deals with Nivellen, not just with sword and magic, but with empathy and tough choices, set the tone for the whole season. And let's be real, that Leshy fight? Absolutely brutal. Creepy tree monsters are nightmare fuel already, but the Witcher choreography makes it unforgettable. Then we head to Kaer Morhen, and fans of the books and games must have been screaming with joy. Finally, we see the Witcher Keep. The set design, stone halls, flickering fires, the feeling of age and history was perfect. And meeting the other Witchers like Vesemir, Lambert, and Eskel? Chef's kiss. I loved how they weren't just background characters. They had personalities, camaraderie, even disagreements with Geralt. Especially Vesemir, the father figure. His bond with Geralt added so much heart to the season. But oh man, poor Eskel. That whole storyline with him turning into a monster after being infected by a Leshy. I'll be honest, that one shocked me. Book readers weren't too happy about it, but as a show moment, it hit hard. Watching Geralt forced to put down his own brother in arms was brutal. Henry Cavill's performance, painful, quiet rage and sorrow, it sold that moment so well. And it also reinforced the whole theme. Witchers live dangerous lives, and even they aren't safe from the monsters. Speaking of monsters, Season 2 really went all in. Basilisks, Chernobogs, mutated hybrids, you name it. And every fight scene was a masterpiece. That Chernobog attack on Ciri, with Geralt diving in to protect her, slicing and dodging like a true Witcher. Oh man, I rewatched that scene at least 3 times. It was just so cinematic. And can we just appreciate the effects team? Those creatures felt real, like they belonged in this world, not just CGI slapped on top. But let's switch gears to Yennefer, because wow, her arc this season was wild. She survives Sodden, but she loses her magic. And suddenly, the most powerful sorceress in the continent is powerless. That was such a bold move by the writers. It stripped her down, forced her to face who she is without chaos at her fingertips. Anya Chalotra carried that storyline with so much raw emotion. Her desperation, her anger, her vulnerability. You felt all of it. And of course, her path crosses with Cahir and Fringilla, leading to that uneasy alliance with Nilfgaard, and eventually, the elves. Ah, the elves. Season 2 really gave them their spotlight, and I loved it. Francesca, Filavandrel, their struggle to survive as a people, it added this whole layer of tragedy and politics. And when Francesca loses her baby, oh man, that scene crushed me. Her grief was so powerful, you could feel it through the screen. And it's not just about her. That moment changes everything for the elves' relationship with humans. One of my absolute favorite parts of Season 2, though, was the deepening of Geralt and Ciri's bond. You see her training at Kaer Morhen, failing, getting back up, pushing herself to the limit. And Geralt, watching like a proud but worried dad. It was beautiful. And then the reveal of her elder blood. Game changer. Suddenly, Ciri isn't just a princess with potential. She's a living weapon, a link to something ancient and terrifying. No wonder everyone, Nilfgaard, the elves, even the Brotherhood, wants her. She's basically the nuclear bomb of the continent. And the way Geralt reacts when Vesemir wants to use her blood to make more witches? Oh man, that was such a powerful moment. You could see Geralt torn between his loyalty to his Witcher family and his need to protect Ciri. His choice was clear. She's not a tool, not a means to an end. She's his child. That father-daughter bond was the heart of Season 2, no question. Now let's not forget Jaskier. Our beloved bard returns, and oh boy did I miss him. His new song, Burn, Butcher, Burn, was heartbreaking. It's basically a breakup song to Geralt, full of pain and anger. I loved how it showed another side of him. He's not just comic relief. He's a real, complex character who felt abandoned. And when he reunites with Geralt later, the banter is back, baby. Those two together are just magic. And can we talk about the Deathless Mother, aka Voleth Mir? What a creepy villain. That whole hut in the woods thing, whispering temptations into people's ears. It felt like pure folklore horror. And the way she manipulates Yennefer, promising her power back if she delivers Ciri. It had me yelling at the screen. No, Yen, don't do it. But that's the brilliance of it. The temptation made sense. You could see why Yennefer would consider it, even though we hated the idea. The last few episodes were pure chaos in the best way. Ciri being possessed by Voleth Mer, turning Kaer Morhen into a nightmare battlefield, witchers dying left and right. It was brutal. And when Geralt, Yennefer, and Jaskier all come together to save her. That was the family moment I'd been waiting for. Yennefer sacrificing herself to take the demon inside, Geralt refusing to give up on Ciri. It was emotional, intense, and so satisfying. And oh man, the big reveal, the Wild Hunt. When Ciri gets transported to that otherworldly plane and sees them, I nearly jumped out of my seat. For game fans, that was the ultimate, oh, it's happening moment. The stakes just skyrocketed. We're not just dealing with local politics and monsters anymore. There are cosmic forces at play. But wait, we can't skip the reveal of the White Flame, Emperor Emhyr, the big bad behind Nilfgaard's invasion. And who is he? Ciri's father. What? I still remember my jaw dropping. That twist reframed everything. Suddenly, all of Nilfgaard's obsession with Ciri makes perfect sense. It's not just about prophecy, it's about family, twisted as it may be. What a way to end the season. Season 2 really expanded the world. We got more of the mages' politics, the tensions between humans and elves, the witches' brotherhood, and of course, the looming threat of something bigger. And through it all, the heart of the story stayed focused on Geralt, Ciri, and Yennefer. The found family, torn apart, tested, and brought back together. I gotta say, Henry Cavill's Geralt felt even better this season. He spoke more, but still in that gruff, thoughtful way. You saw more of his heart, especially in his scenes with Ciri. And Anya Chalotra? She carried so much of the season's emotional weight. Freya Allan stepped up too. Ciri went from scared princess to determined warrior, and it was believable every step of the way. Were there flaws? Sure. Some pacing dips. A few storylines felt rushed or underdeveloped. The elf plot, for example. I wanted more of it, and the whole Eskel thing still divides fans. But overall, Season 2 was a big step up, darker, richer, and it set the stage for an even bigger Season 3. So here's my question to you guys. What moment from Season 2 blew your mind the most? Was it the Wild Hunt tease, Emhyr's reveal, or maybe that heartbreaking scene with Francesca's baby? Drop your favorites in the comments because I know everyone's got that one scene they can't forget. And now, my friends, things get even crazier because Season 3 takes all those threads, destiny, family, politics, and prophecy, and weaves them into one of the most intense seasons yet. So let's dive straight into Season 3 in the next part. So after that mind-blowing Season 2 finale, with Emhyr revealed as Ciri's father, I remember thinking, okay, Netflix, how on earth are you going to top that? And then Season 3 drops in mid-2023, and wow, Talk about upping the stakes. This season is all about family sticking together while the world tries to rip them apart. And honestly, it's my favorite season for the emotional depth alone. Right from the start, you feel the shift. Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri are finally together, like a little mismatched family unit. And I loved it. The banter, the awkward attempts at parenting, the trust slowly building. It felt so real. It's not picture perfect, but that's what makes it work. Geralt is still gruff and protective. Yen is trying to guide Ciri's magical growth, and Ciri, well, Ciri just wants to stand on her own 2 feet. You can tell she's tired of being hunted and wants to control her own destiny. And speaking of being hunted, wow, poor Ciri. Every single faction in the continent is after her this season. Nilfgaard, Redania, the Brotherhood of Sorcerers, even rogue mages. Everyone wants a piece of her. It really makes you feel like she's the key to everything, and honestly she is. Elder blood, prophecies, destiny, it's all circling back to her. Now let's talk about Yennefer stepping into her mom-mentor role this season. Her teaching Ciri magic at Aretuza was such a highlight. Those training scenes where Yen pushes Ciri, but also shows her genuine care, so good. And it's not just about magic. Yennefer teaches her about survival, self-belief, and power. You could see their bond deepening, and as someone who loved Yen's tragic arc in earlier seasons, it felt like real growth for her. Of course, we can't forget the tension between Geralt and Yennefer after that betrayal in Season 2. Watching Geralt slowly trust her again. Oh man, those subtle moments were beautiful. Like when he finally admits he needs her help with Ciri. Or when they share those quiet, vulnerable conversations. Henry Cavill and Anya Chalotra had some of their best chemistry yet this season, and it paid off big time. Now let's get into the politics, because Season 3 leaned hard into the scheming and betrayals. Dijkstra and Philippa in Redania, pulling strings behind the scenes, trying to manipulate everyone. Man, those two are the definition of dangerous brains over brawn. Every time they popped up, I felt like someone was about to get stabbed in the back, sometimes literally. And Vilgefortz. Oh boy. Season 2 hinted at him being shady, but Season 3 really went all in. He's smooth, charming, ambitious, and secretly one of the most dangerous characters on the show. When the mask finally drops, when we realize he's the puppet master behind so much of the chaos, what a twist. I still remember yelling at my screen, "I knew it!" And Mahesh Jadoo played him brilliantly. Speaking of twists, let's talk about that Thanedd coup. My God, what an episode. The mages gathering at Aretuza, the tension boiling over, and then, boom, all-out chaos. Betrayals, illusions, fireballs flying everywhere. It was insane. This was the Witcher's version of a red wedding moment. You didn't know who was going to make it out alive. And the way the show balanced the personal stakes, Yen and Tissaia, Geralt trying to protect Ciri, with the epic scale of the battle. Perfection. And speaking of Tissaia, oh man, her death crushed me. Marcella Simpson played her so powerfully, and to see her go out like that, heartbroken and defeated after realizing how betrayed they'd all been, it was brutal. She'd been such a strong presence since Season 1, and losing her left a real hole in the story. But let's rewind for a second, because before all that madness, we got some really sweet Geralt-Ciri-Yennefer family moments. Remember the masquerade ball? Geralt in fancy clothes, trying to blend in but still looking like the grumpiest man alive. It cracked me up. And Ciri, finally experiencing something almost normal for once, before everything crashes down. That bittersweet contrast was so well done. Now we gotta talk about Geralt's big showdown with Vilgefortz. Holy hell. Geralt is one of the deadliest fighters alive, but Vilgefortz wipes the floor with him. That fight was brutal to watch, not because it was flashy, but because it was so one-sided. Seeing Geralt beaten, broken, left barely clinging to life, it was painful. Henry Cavill absolutely sold that vulnerability, and it also set the stage for a really interesting shift. Geralt isn't invincible. He's going to have to recover, and the world won't wait for him. And then there's Ciri's journey after the coup. When she gets separated, captured, and thrown into that desert. Wow. Those episodes were some of the most atmospheric of the entire series. Just Ciri, alone, hallucinating, struggling to survive. That sequence where she drinks from the mirage water, or when she sees visions of Falca, it was eerie, surreal, and powerful. And it really hammered home that Ciri isn't just Destiny's child. She's carving her own path, even if it means embracing the darker sides of herself. The whole Falca vision, where Ciri taps into that destructive chaos fire magic, it was chilling. You could feel the danger of it, how easily she could slip into becoming something terrifying. And that's when I realized, Ciri's story isn't just about being chased. It's about whether she'll control her power or let it control her. And I think that's what makes her one of the best written characters in the show. And hey, we can't skip over Jaskier this season. He's back, funnier than ever, but also getting more depth. His relationship with Radovid was such a surprise twist, and honestly, I loved it. Seeing Jaskier vulnerable, showing a softer, more romantic side, it made him feel more human. And it also added another layer to the messy Redanian politics. Because come on, when the bard starts falling for a prince, you know things are going to get complicated. Now here's something we need to talk about. This was Henry Cavill's last season as Geralt, and you could feel the weight of that in every scene. It almost felt like Henry himself was saying goodbye, not just Geralt. He gave us such a powerful performance, especially in those final episodes where he's battered, healing, but still determined to protect Ciri at all costs. The line where he says something along the lines of, "I will never stop fighting for her." Man, I got chills. That's Geralt distilled into one sentence. The finale really set the stage for the future. Geralt, Yennefer, and Jaskier moving forward together, determined to find and protect Ciri. Ciri, on the other hand, embracing the identity of Falca in front of that outlaw gang. What a bold ending. She's not just Destiny's pawn anymore. She's making choices, even dangerous ones. And that cliffhanger, it left me screaming at the TV. Season 3, to me, felt like the most complete season of The Witcher yet. It had the family dynamics, the emotional weight, the political scheming, the betrayals, and the action. And yes, it was bittersweet knowing this was Cavill's last outing. But if you ask me, he went out on a high. What do you guys think? Was Season 3 your favorite? Or do you still think Season 1's rawness or Season 2's darker tone hit harder? Let me know in the comments, because I'm really curious how the fandom ranks them. Now, as much as we love looking back, we have to talk about what's next. Season 4. Yes, the big change. Henry Cavill stepping away and Liam Hemsworth stepping in as Geralt. The trailer is already dropped, and I've got a lot to say about it. So in the next part, let's break down what Season 4 looks like, how the recasting might play out, and what the future of The Witcher holds. Alright guys, we've talked through Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. The highs, the heartbreaks, the monsters, the politics, and of course the family at the heart of it all. But now, it's time to look forward. Season 4. And yes, the huge elephant in the room. We've got a new Geralt. Henry Cavill is officially out, and Liam Hemsworth is stepping in. I'm not gonna lie, when this news first broke, I was shocked. Cavill had become the face of Geralt. His grunts, his swordplay, his presence, it felt irreplaceable. So when Netflix announced Liam Hemsworth, I thought, man, he's got some big boots to fill, like really big. But then the Season 4 teaser trailer dropped, and you know what? I'm cautiously optimistic. The trailer doesn't show us too much. It's more of a tone setter. But from what we do see, Liam's Geralt looks promising. He's bulked up, he's got the white hair and yellow eyes, and most importantly, he's got that grounded, gruff energy. Now, will it be exactly the same as Henry's version? No, and I don't think it should be. Liam needs to bring his take to the role. And honestly, that could be refreshing. From the trailer hints, Season 4 looks like it's diving straight into the aftermath of Season 3. Geralt, Yennefer, and Jaskier are on the road, hunting for Ciri. Meanwhile, Ciri herself is going deeper into that Falca identity with the outlaws. That storyline alone has so much potential. Will she embrace the darker path, or will her bond with Geralt and Yen pull her back? That's the big question. We also get quick glimpses of Redania's scheming continuing, Dijkstra and Philippa plotting away, and let's be honest, those two never stop. The elves, still reeling from Francesca's losses, are clearly heading toward bigger conflicts. And of course, the Wild Hunt. You can feel their presence getting stronger. Those armored riders, that ghostly energy, they're coming. And I think Season 4 will really unleash them in full force. Now let's pause for a second. This is where things get tricky. Recasting a lead actor mid-series can either tank a show or give it new life. Think about it. The audience has spent 3 seasons connecting with Henry Cavill. His Geralt isn't just an actor. It's the definitive portrayal for millions of fans. So Liam Hemsworth has a mountain to climb. But here's my take. If the writing stays strong, if the chemistry between the characters stays intact, and if Liam finds his own rhythm instead of just mimicking Cavill, it could actually work. What do you guys think? Do you believe Liam can pull it off? Comment below. I'm really curious to hear your takes. Now before we wrap this up, let's talk a bit about the technical side of The Witcher as a whole. Because one of the reasons it's become such a hit isn't just the story, it's how it's told. Cinematography first. From the very beginning, this show has looked gorgeous. Sweeping landscapes, gritty close-ups, moody lighting, every frame feels deliberate. I especially love how they shoot the fight scenes. The Butcher of Blaviken fight in Season 1, the Leshy battles in Season 2, Geralt versus Vilgefortz in Season 3. Each one is choreographed to feel brutal but also cinematic. The camera work makes you feel the weight of the swords, the speed of the strikes. It's not just flashy action. It's immersive storytelling through movement. Then the music. My God, the music. Sonia Belousova and Giona Ostinelli have created one of the most recognizable fantasy scores of the past decade. It's haunting, epic, and sometimes playful. Toss a Coin to Your Witcher became a global earworm, but beyond the memes, the score gives the world its soul. The chants, the strings, the drums. It feels ancient and otherworldly, just like the continent itself. And Season 2's Burn Butcher Burn. That one gutted me. Joey Beatty's delivery, paired with the lyrics, showed that even the comic relief character can break your heart. Performances. What can I say? Henry Cavill gave us a Geralt that fans of the books and games could be proud of. His dedication to the source material was obvious, and it showed in every scene. Anya Chalotra as Yennefer has been a revelation. Her transformation from broken outcast to powerful sorceress has been one of the most compelling arcs of the whole series. Freya Allan as Ciri has grown season by season, evolving from a frightened child to a determined warrior in training. And Joey Beatty? He stole the show every time with Jaskier's wit, heart, and unexpected depth. The supporting cast deserves love too. Anna Schaffer as Triss, Kim Bodnia as Vesemir, Eamon Farron as Cahir, Mimi Ndiwani as Fringilla, and so many others. They've all added richness to this sprawling world. And now with new players stepping in, like Liam Hemsworth, we'll see how the dynamic shifts. And finally, let's touch on VFX. Are they perfect? Not always. Some monsters looked scarier than others, but overall I've been impressed. The Striga, the Kikimora, the Basilisk, even the Wild Hunt glimpses. They all felt tangible. And the magic effects? Gorgeous. Yennefer's chaos magic, Ciri's elder blood powers, the sorcerer's illusions. They all looked cinematic enough to make you forget you're watching a TV series and not a blockbuster film. So, here's my verdict. The Witcher is one of Netflix's most ambitious shows, and despite some bumps along the way, pacing issues, controversial choices, and now a recast, it has delivered some of the best fantasy television in years. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 each brought something unique to the table. And now, Season 4 has the chance to either cement this series as a classic or lose the magic. Personally, I'm rooting for it. I want Liam Hemsworth to succeed. I want Ciri's story to hit those epic prophecy beats. And I want Yennefer and Geralt's relationship to keep evolving. So what do you guys think? Are you excited for Season 4? Nervous about the recast? Hyped for the Wild Hunt? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading them all. And hey, If you've enjoyed this deep dive into The Witcher, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your fellow Witcher fans, and of course, subscribe to Hollywood Latest News for more breakdowns, reactions, and discussions. If you really love this video and want to support the channel, you can also hit that super thanks button. It goes up to $20, and every bit helps us keep making content for you. At the end of the day, whether it's Henry Cavill or Liam Hemsworth, what matters most is the story, and The Witcher still has so much story left to tell. Destiny is calling, the wild hunt is riding, and I, for one, can't wait to see where it all goes. So until next time, toss a coin to your YouTuber, because this one's signing off.